a round of applause.
Okay, today I'm going to talk about firefighting, and it's something that I'm very passionate about. For the last 2.5 years or so, I've really dedicated my life to the fire service. I'm on as an explorer at a department that I feel is an outstanding department. The fire service, it takes a lot of integrity to actually be a part of this service. Not only does your home life get changed around, but your whole social unit changes. If you're under the age of 21, it's very social to drink and whatnot, go out, party, you can't do that, which takes a lot of discipline, and I'll talk about that later. But the big four main parts that I've always been taught about the fire service is pride, honor, discipline, and tradition. It's part of the 4 pillars when I walk into my department. The first thing you see on the big wall is there's a list of men who died in actual fire service. They died in a basement fire, or one was a barn burned down. And then you see pride and honor and discipline and tradition. It takes a lot of pride in your job. Not only do you have to walk in with a good attitude and a clean uniform, you make sure, because you got to really show that this is what you care about. This is what I want to do. Because in order for you to be able to put your life on the line to go into a building that most normal people are running out, we've got kids who many people refer to are like cats and adults are like dogs. Dogs get out and cats hide. So you have to actually want to do this, and in order to want to do it, you have to have pride in what you do. If you walk into a job that you don't love, then you're not going to do very well. Like for instance, you're a librarian, you love kids. You get down on your knees, you talk to them, Dr. Seuss or riddles and funny voices. Well, if you didn't love that, and you didn't have pride, you didn't boast to your friends, you'd be miserable. It'd be another 9-to-5 job. You also have to have pride in what you do. When you walk into the community, they know your face. They know who you are, they know what you do, and what you support. Like right now, I'm wearing my dark blues. You cannot walk into the station wearing torn up blue jeans, wearing a sweatshirt. That's not very, the community frowns upon it. You're a trustworthy figure. You're somebody they look up to. You're somebody they trust their lives with. You go into their house and you bring thousands of gallons of water. And they're valuables. Memories aren't something you can just replace. Memories, well, they're memories. You've got pictures, and when you're older, you can't just say, oh, kids, this is what I did. You want to be able to show them, this is my high school picture. This is such and such. This is your grandmother's ring. So in order to also do that, it takes a lot of discipline. Everything with the fire service requires discipline. You have to be in pristine physical condition. You have to really be able to do your job. There's some jobs that aren't funnest. For an engineer, you have to actually stand there and man the pump. On the engine, there's a little pump panel. You know how wide is the engine, and it's pressure gauges and PSI and GPM, which none of you really need to know about. But I need to know it. And what you do is you have to stand there and wait. Well, your brother firefighters are in there. They're in there either with the hose line trying to put it out, or they're part of the rescue team who's in there trying to search for your dog, your kid, your sister, your brother. And you've got the rescue team who also has a lot of discipline because they're there to just protect their brother and their sister firefighter. If they go down, you've got to be able to go in there and you have to be able to get them out. When you have someone who's a member of the fire service, they train day and night. They also give a lot up for their family. You work 24 on, 48 off. That's a rough shift. 3 o'clock in the morning, just because you're sleeping, doesn't mean there's not an emergency down the road. You have to be able to wake up to this obnoxious sound, get your gear on, get on the engine, and go. You have to remember that this is somebody's emergency, not necessarily yours, so you have to breathe, calm down, and be ready. You have to be prepared for anything from a false alarm to a child. Then you've got honor. It takes a lot of honor to do what you do. You have to be able to stand up there and just represent everything that's come before you. When you think of honor, you think of bravery, you think of, maybe Superman. And to a little kid, this is Superman. So And with honor, you know, it comes the people before you. The people before you are the ones who built the foundation. Benjamin Franklin was the original creator of firefighting. But before that, which is where tradition comes in, you've got the men who worked to make sure that you've got your tools and your rigs and your apparatuses, which are the way they are today. Tradition comes in every Friday night when you come together and you make pizzas. Tradition is when you've got a firefighter who just passed away and you take care of their kid and you show up to that birthday party and you take the ones who was that firefighter's wife and you bring them into your life and you just completely, you know, surround them. You're a family. It's a second unit and it's your family. So I just hope today maybe you kind of understand why it's so important to me and my passion, and understand what the meaning of the firefighter is. And it takes pride, discipline, honor, and tradition to be a member of the fire service.